back to the Financial Diary of a Broke Princess. I am Shan, your favorite broke princess. And today we are going to talk about the top 14 financial mistakes that I have made and that I'm keep making that have put me in debt, that have stressed me out, have overall been a burden on my financial journey. Okay, so to prepare me for the video today, y'all, I have literally sat down in my bed and I wrote down the top 14 mistakes that I could really think off the top of my head that kind of played a part in my financial journey and the negative side of it. So if you keep seeing me looking down at something, it's really my iPad because it has all the things that I'm going to talk about today. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so the first financial mistake that I have made and that sometimes I still do make, guys, is impulse buying. Y'all, I am an impulse buyer. I'm trying to get better at it, but it's so hard, especially so basically, let me rewind. Impulse buying is basically buying something when you had no intent of even buying it. So like an example would be like when I go into Target, done deal. When I go into Target, I'll literally go in there for one thing and I'll walk down the beauty aisle. Girl, why you walking down the beauty aisle when you got to go get a book? Like, it's stuff like that. So impulsive buying is something I still need to work on, that I'm going to try to work on. But it's just something like when I get into these stores like Target or Ulta, y'all, they just be saying buy me. But girl, no, they don't. It's just me in my head. But impulsive buying is definitely a trait that I'm still trying to work on, y'all. I've even enforced like rules like the 24-hour rule. That is a great rule if you're an impulsive buyer. It's basically like if you really want to buy something, you think you really need it and it just popped in your head to buy it, try to go 24 hours, leave it in your cart or leave it at the store and wait 24 hours. If you still need it after 24 hours, then buy it. Or do the 48-hour rule or do the week rule. Go a whole week without buying that thing. If you still need it after you've gone the whole week, buy it. If you forget about it after you leave out the store, then girl, you didn't want it. You did not want it. You just saw it and you thought it would be a good thing to buy. The second money mistake that I'm going to talk about, y'all, that I'm so glad I don't do anymore is not having an emergency savings and not planning for emergencies. Please, if y'all don't take anything else from me, please have an emergency savings. You never know when stuff is going to happen. Emergencies don't have a time, a date, a place. Emergencies are emergencies. They just happen. You never know where they're going to happen. Just plan for emergencies, y'all. Whether that be, it could be a month where an unexpected bill comes up and you didn't know this bill was going to come up, or an unexpected expense come up and you didn't know it was going to come up and you don't have the money put aside. That causes you to, 1, stress out, 2, lose sleep, 3, trying to figure out how to get this money, working yourself to death to get this money. It's not worth it, y'all. Just put up some money to the side if you can afford to. Now, if you live paycheck to paycheck and you don't have money to put up for emergency savings, that's explanatory. You know, we can't really change what we make sometimes. But if you have extra money, if you have it, please start putting up money for emergency savings. It doesn't matter how big or small, y'all. Put up $1 here, $2 here, like $5, $10, $20, and in no time you're gonna see it build up and it's gonna be great. I'm telling you, get an emergency savings. I'm so glad now that I have an emergency savings, y'all, because I no longer stress like if something were to happen to like my car, or if an extra bill came up or something extra came up. I don't stress over it because I know I have money to cover it. So please, if you don't have one, get an emergency savings. The number 3 money mistake that I am so glad, y'all, this whole list, this is my favorite, that I'm so glad I do not do anymore, is, drum roll, rely on credit cards. Y'all, I have a love-hate relationship with credit cards. I have a love relationship with it because if you are taught properly how to use a credit card can be amazing for you. Like the benefits that sometimes these credit cards come with, the points you can get, and the raise of your credit, it can be awesome if, and that's the key word, if you know how to use them. Me, little Miss Shantanique at 19, who got her first credit card, y'all, I did not know how to use a credit card, and that credit cards might be the biggest thing in my financial journey that has hindered me, is credit cards. Please do not rely on credit cards if you cannot afford to pay them back. Do not be like me. Don't you go spending them people money and you know you cannot pay them back. Because they're gonna be come looking for you. They're gonna be calling your phone. Take it from me, y'all. I've been here. I'm not teasing nobody because I've been here. They're gonna be calling your phone 10 to 12 to 30 times a day, calling you from all these different numbers, blowing up your phone because they want their money and you cannot afford to pay them because you relied on these credit cards. Please do not rely on credit cards. It is cool to have a couple credit cards here and there if you know you can afford them and you know you're gonna pay it back. The fourth money mistake that I used to make, and I still kind of do make, y'all, I'm not gonna lie about this one, is it's just this amount mentality / all little things add up, y'all. What I mean about that one is basically, okay, I'll give y'all an example before I go into it. So basically, let's say you are buying like Zaxby's. I don't know why I said Zaxby's. It's the first one that popped in my head. Let's say you're buying Zaxby's, like, let's say 3 or 4 times a week, and you're like, oh, it's just Zaxby's, it's just $10, it'll be fine. But then let's say you buy that $10 Zaxby's because a wings and things, y'all, from Zaxby's is 10 something. I would know. Let's say you buy wings and things from Zaxby's, you buy it four times out of the week, and it's $10 per wings and things. That's $40 a week. Now, if I do my math right, 4 times 4, you're spending $160 a month. You could have put that $160 towards credit cards. You could have put that $160 towards extra gas in your car if you need it. You could have put that towards maybe a new couch or something you need in your apartment. Just think before you spend. Especially with that mentality, I'm telling you, all little things matter. The next financial money mistake that I have made that I'm going to talk about that I don't no longer do is only paying minimum when I could afford to pay more. So this one really pertains to credit cards, y'all. Oh my God, y'all. I cannot wait to make this video about credit cards. So back when I owed a lot in credit cards, I would pay like the minimum payment. Now, if all you can afford to pay on your credit cards is the minimum payment, please do that. What I've learned with credit cards, y'all, paying anything is better than paying nothing. So if you can only afford the minimum, this is not for you. But if you're the type that after you budget out your check or you pay all your bills and you still have, let's say, extra like $500 left or something like that, and you're only still paying the minimum on your credit cards, please take that $500 or $300 of that, $200 of that, or whatever, and put it towards your credit cards. Not only will it save you on interest, it will also save you on basically paying down your credit cards in the long run. Like if you're only paying $50 the minimum and you can afford to pay more, imagine if you put $300 with that, you could pay off your credit card far more faster than just paying the minimum. And all it takes is a simple call to like the credit card people, or even going on to your account and just like adjusting how much you want to pay. The sixth money mistake that I have made, y'all, that I'm so glad I don't make this one no more, is not automating my savings and making my savings too accessible. So what I mean by not automating my savings, y'all, I used to literally just get paid, I would budget out my money, and then I would not have my savings automatically go to my savings account. I would just leave it into my regular bank account. And the problem with that, with me, I'm speaking for myself, I have no control over my spending. I used to have no control over my spending. I'm better now. I had no control over my spending, y'all. I would literally put my money towards in my savings account that was linked to my bank account, and I would literally make up ways to why I needed that money. I would say, ooh, like, I really need this thing from Target. Let me just dip into my savings, and I would do that constantly. And then before I knew it, all the money I saved up for that month was gone because I didn't make my savings non-accessible. Like I could easily reach in there and get the money. It took like 1 minute to transfer it over. But now what I do, guys, I take my money when I get paid. I automatically have my job take my money and automate it to my online savings account. I don't even see my online savings account. I don't check it. I check it only when I get paid to see if my money actually went there. But now, like, I don't have that money. When I get paid in my regular bank account, I don't see that savings. I only see how much I have left to pay my bills, grocery shopping, do all that stuff. I don't automatically see that money. It just goes straight to my savings account, and it has helped me so much, y'all. The seventh money mistake that I used to make was, and this one's gonna be so silly, but I'm pretty sure everybody does this one, is trying to impress others. Y'all, please do not spend your whole check, your whole savings, your whole whatever money you earn and unown on clothes, shoes, cars, anything to try to impress people. We are living in a world right now where everything you basically see is slick fake. Like when you go on Instagram, half of those people don't own those cars, they're leasing them. Half of those people are in debt. Half of those people don't have all the stuff you see. So when you're trying to live up to that, I guess that type of thing that they're doing, you're only making it worse for yourself financially. I'm telling you, like, y'all, I would literally buy all these shoes, Yeezys and Jordans and all this stuff just to impress people, just so when I go out, I could get that confidence from people. I could get those compliments from people that really I didn't need. And it all came back to my insecurities, but that's a different video. Like, I'm telling you, buy stuff because you like it and you want it. Don't buy it to impress others. I promise you, and excuse my French, those people don't give a fuck about you. They're not even gonna remember that they said they like your shoes. Like, they're not going to. So don't buy stuff to try to impress a person. If you have to buy stuff to impress people, those people are not for you. They just like you for the stuff that you have on, or what you can bring, or the popularity that you have with your clothes. They don't like you for you. Please, y'all, do not go broke. Do not go broke trying to impress people, because at the end of the day, you're just gonna have all those Yeezys, all those True Religion jeans, all of that Nike stuff with no money in your bank account. Like, you got all that stuff to go out, but you ain't got no money to pay for your dinner. Like, just and y'all, I'm not saying this to be mean. Like, I'm literally pulling from what I used to do. I used to buy all this stuff, y'all, and then I would be like broke, and I would be wondering, why am I broke? Or I would be like, well, I'll be broke and cute though. Like, no, sis, no. I'd rather be being financially free and having, you know, good clothes than having the best clothes and being broke. Got all these clothes, you can't even go out and show them because you can't pay for a meal. You can't pay for nothing fun to do. Please, y'all, please do not, I'm gonna say this again, do not go broke trying to impress others. Don't. Number 8, guys, so this one kind of goes with trying to impress others. It's kind of living outside of your means. Y'all, we all know what we can and we cannot afford. Please do not buy stuff that you cannot afford. It's just gonna hurt you in the end, because you're gonna have, like I said before, all of this nice stuff and all of these nice things, and you can't really enjoy it because you're hurting because you don't have money. I didn't realize I was living outside my means until I stopped using credit cards. Y'all, when I tell you, me and credit cards used to be best friends, I knew that if I couldn't afford to buy it, my credit card was gonna buy it. And I figured out that I was literally living outside my means. I was buying all of this stuff with these credit cards and different things that I couldn't afford, that did not match my pay rate at all. So just don't live outside your means. Know what you can and cannot afford. Don't let anybody pressure you into living outside your means. If you don't feel comfortable going out to eat or buying a certain thing, don't buy it. Just don't buy it. The number 9 money mistake that I used to make, that I kind of don't make, but sometimes I find myself making still, is talking myself into purchasing something. This really, I think for me, pertained to clothes. Like, I would go to Urban Outfitters, that's one of my favorite stores, and I would literally talk myself into buying something I know I didn't really need or want. I just had a feeling towards it. I'm like, ooh, I gotta buy this. But y'all, don't do that. If you can't come up, and this is pertaining to clothes, I'm pretty sure I can relate it to other stuff in life, but the first thing I thought about is clothes, because I love clothes. If you cannot come up with at least off the rip 5 ways you can wear that specific top or pants or something, you don't need it. You don't need it. You just want it because you saw it and it gave you a little, like, you put it back. Y'all know at Urban, they be having $60 pants. Put them $60 pants back. Put them back. Put that $50 sweatshirt back. Put it back. Put that $30 seamless bra back, because at Urban, they be like $20. Put it back. You don't need it. You already have 60 of the seamless bras. You don't need it, sis. Empty that Skims cart. You don't need it. Don't talk yourself into buying it. You don't need it. The 10th money mistake that I used to make, and that I do not make this one anymore, and I'm getting so excited because this is my favorite one, is not having a budget. Budget. Y'all, I used to get paid like at my job or whatever, and I would, you know, pay my bills or whatever and go about my day, and I would have like so much money left over, and I would start spending my money. And then like it would get to where I needed to buy groceries, or I needed to buy hygiene products, or I needed to buy important stuff, and I didn't have money left because I thought in my brain that, oh, all of this money left over is free money. I was wrong. And wrong answer. No. You need to have a budget so you know where your money is going to go for the month. Like, you just have to, like, please, y'all, if you don't take nothing else from the video, and I know I've already said this like 3 times already. If you don't take nothing else from this video, please create yourself a budget. List out your monthly expenses, what bills you have to pay, what important stuff you have coming up that's due, what stuff you need to buy that month that are needs and not wants. And after you pay all those and you budget out money for those, then look at your balance. Then see what extra fun money you have left to go out a night out or go buy something from Ulta, Target. Then that's when you play with that money. After you've already designated your paycheck to all those necessities that you need. Please y'all, please have a budget. And I will be making a video about how to create a budget and different ways to make a budget, because there are so many different ways to budget your money. It's not, you know, one way is not going to work for all. But please y'all, please have a budget. Please, I love budgets, y'all. Budgeting has saved me and helped me so much, because now I know where my money goes to. And even having a budget can help you look at what are you really spending your money on. The 11th funny mistake that I used to make that I no longer make anymore has to do with credit cards. Is missing payment dates and having to pay extra fee payments. Y'all, so when I had a bunch of credit cards and I was in debt with credit cards a lot, I would never automate my credit card payments. I would just try to remember in my head, oh, you have a credit card payment due on the 31st, make sure you pay it. Like in my head, like I would never write it out. And when I would forget to pay like my credit card, y'all, this is the big thing about credit cards, they will charge you a late fee payment. So just remember, like if you have credit cards payments, try to at least automate them. So have like automation is basically having the credit card company just take it out your bank account, or try to write down the dates like on a paper, hang it up on your wall so you remember it, put it on a sticky note. I have my Chase credit card payment due on the 31st at this time and this amount. Or you can even set alarms on your phone. You can set calendar reminders. Number 13 on the list of the financial mistakes that I used to make that I'm no longer making, this one is running away from debt. Y'all, do not run away from debt. When I had all my credit card debt, I would literally just ignore it. Y'all, you know, I'm not joking. I would ignore my debt. Like I would see the emails they would send me about it. I would see like them calling me. They will, y'all, I'm telling you, these credit card companies, they do not give a bleep. Y'all know what I want to say. They don't care about your financial issue. They don't care. They just want their money. They will call you 20 times a day. I wish I could pull up my call log from like a year and a half ago when I was like in major credit card debt. They will call you like 30 to 20 times a day because they want their money. Like, just don't run away from debt. Like it does more harm than good. Like when you run away from your debt and you don't face it, for one, you're not paying. If you're running away from it, that means you're not paying the debt, and it's gonna cost you. They're gonna give you more extra late. They're gonna give you missed payment fees, extra late payment fees. They're gonna add all these fees, plus you're still paying interest on top of whatever amount you haven't paid. Like, I'm telling you, y'all, it does more harm than good running away from your credit cards. And I thought running away from them was gonna make them go away. It does not. I'm telling you, if anything, it adds more extra money, more extra payments, when all you simply have to do, y'all, is pick up your phone and call them people back and discuss a payment plan of when you can pay them, and tell them straight up, I don't know if I'm gonna ever pay y'all this back, or hey, I haven't had that conversation. I end up paying these people. But just get on the phone with them. Like, it does not hurt, because at the end of the day, they just want their money back. They just want to talk to you to see what payment plan you can get on, how much money can you pay them that day, how much money can you pay them in the months coming up. I was fortunate that I found a credit counseling. They're a credit counseling like company. If I have it, I'll link them down below, and they helped me. They negotiated with my credit card people, and I was able to pay less interest and pay my credit cards back. And we are on the last financial money mistake, guys, that I used to make, and I still kind of make this one, but we're gonna get into that. It is ignoring buyer's guilt. If you don't know what buyer's guilt is when you're going to buy something and you have like a guiltiness when you're about to buy it, or you feel bad about buying it because you ain't supposed to be buying it. Like, you're not supposed to be buying it. I have buyer's guilt. Sometimes when I want to buy something, like, I know, and sometimes in my gut I know it's wrong, because for one, most of the time when you have buyer's guilt, the number one thing is you can't afford it. But you've already come this far, you've already made it to the front of the line, you've already whipped out your card, like, you are gonna still commit to buying it. Because for me, it was, I didn't want to seem like I was broke, or I didn't want to seem like, oh, she can't afford that, people talking about me. So I would go through with a purchase knowing, y'all, I couldn't afford it. Like, knowing I couldn't afford it. So don't ignore buyer's guilt. When you go to buy something and you feel it in your gut it's not right, or you don't like this thing anymore, or you can't afford it, or you just know you're not supposed to be buying it, don't buy it. I don't care if you think people are gonna laugh at you. Them people ain't gotta go home with you, you do. Them people ain't gotta have your bank account, you do. I don't care. Just don't. I'm telling y'all, don't buy it. Put it back, leave the store, and take a deep breath. That is the end of this video, y'all. Thank you guys for sitting down with me to discuss all the financial mistakes that I used to make. I'm still making them. The one thing I'm learning about finances, though, is that no matter how good you get in it or how educated you get into learning about finances, you're still going to make small mistakes here and there. Don't beat yourself up about it. It's a long journey, but we got this. We're going to get our finances right. We're going to be financially free. We're going to have in our investments. We're going to have our stocks, and we're going to be good, okay? I'll see you all in the next video.